Equal marriage rights in Illinois has something to say about all justice struggles, because there will be some who will say that we got here thanks to the efforts of politicians. And yes, they're the ones who did press the buttons down in the Illinois House a couple days ago. But they're not the ones who really did it. They're not the ones who really did it. Because the polls have been in favor of equal marriage rights in this state for quite a long time. And yet it was the Illinois House that was the impediment to the passage of SB 10, specifically the House Democratic Caucus. In fact, as recently as just a couple weeks ago, every intelligent voice that knew what was going on in Springfield were agreed that SB 10 was not going to pass this fall veto session. And yet in 2 weeks, we turned that around. We turned it around with a massive march on Springfield, the largest LGBT march on Springfield ever seen. Ever seen. And by doing that, we said to the legislators, we are watching you. We are watching you. But that wasn't enough, because just because we were watching them, yeah, they paraded up on the stage, some of them, but we put the squeeze on them. We put the squeeze on Mike Madigan, and we said that if you do not pass this bill, it will be a failure of the House Democratic Caucus and a failure of Mike Madigan. And guess what? Mike Madigan finally got his ass in gear, and he passed SB 10 because of you. This is a victory celebration, but a victory celebration isn't enough. We also need to look to the future. And I'm hoping to hear some of your thoughts about what that future should be tonight. Because we still live in a state and in a country where our youth are disproportionately homeless, kicked out of their homes, where we don't have LGBTQ affirming education in our schools, the kind of things that would help prevent youth suicides. We do not have the kind of services we need for our LGBTQ seniors. We still need these kind of social equality, not just legal equality. We need the social equality. We need to take that next step in this state. We do not want to stop halfway. Those of you who, like myself, are students of the African American justice struggle have read about, or perhaps lived through, the time following the passage of the great equal rights legislation in the mid-1960s. And while there was formal legal equality for African Americans in this country, anyone that knows anything knows that racism was still very persistent then and is still today in the justice system, in the poverty rates, in the healthcare delivery, so on and so forth. And unfortunately, for so many of our LGBT folks in this country, some of the same things are true as well. So we have achieved legal equality here in the state of Illinois. Now's the time